Hello, Polynesian community. Um, Thank you for joining. Today is Thursday. You're ready for another Facebook Live. Here we are. So today we are going to be talking about another Polynesian business owner. She should be on shortly, and we'll be discussing her business, Unconditional Love. So we'll just wait a couple minutes until she hops on. Hang on one second. Bear with me, guys. Let's see. Okay, so like I said, I'm waiting for our guest to get on. Let me make sure. Just bear with me, guys. Give me a second. Let me see what is going on. Let me just try to send her an invite. Hang on so we can get her on here. If you can hear me, Lina, I am going to try and send you another link, okay? Hold on one second. Okay. No, that's not it. Hang on. Send. Okay, let me just copy this. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry if you're just joining. I'm waiting for our guest to come on. Just give me just a couple seconds. I'm going to try and send her this code again and see. Bear with me. Okay, let me see if that works. All right. So I just sent it. Like I said, if you're joining live, please hashtag live. If you have questions and you want it to be answered, please make sure you follow those instructions. Get on StreamYard. That way you can have permission. She's almost here. Add to stream. Okay, here we go. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, perfect. Thank you for coming on. Sorry. Whew. All right, so guys, thank you for joining, and I do apologize about that. We are here. It is Facebook Live again, and I wanted to just introduce our guest. Like I said, if you're joining us live, please hashtag live. If you're joining us on a replay, please hashtag replay. And then if you want your questions answered on live, please follow the information I posted on allowing StreamYard to see your name. And that way we can try to answer these questions as they come in, because I really respect the time that Lina's taking out to share her business with us. It's not every day that I run into a successful young businesswoman like Lina, who I totally respect and admire. She is so super talented, guys. Like, it's crazy the things that she does and can do. She definitely is blessed. And so that's a lot of the reason why I wanted her on as well. So, Lina, I do appreciate your time. I always joke on my Facebook lives that we're so shy and we're just so quiet as far as a culture, right, in the community. So, even when I do these lives, I still get a little anxious. And hopefully you don't feel so anxious, and we can just get through this and share the wonderful things that you're doing out in Utah. So, all right. If there's anything that you want to add, just or feel free to ask, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and just go down just a list of some questions that maybe our viewers out there, if you're watching this live, if you have any questions, hopefully the questions that I have will help you understand, okay? All right, so I know I said it, I introduced you as Lena, but if you want to introduce yourself, your title, and then the name of your business.
Um, this is just something that we ventured into, something new that our family got. But before I started, when I first moved here to Utah, I worked for the Utah State Development Center. A lot of people who moved here, or a lot of people from LA, I know all worked there way before I did. Um, that's kind of where I got my experience. And then from there, I started working at Provo Canyon School. Paris Hilton talks about it a lot. It's like a facility for troubled teens, and they come from everywhere, Alaska, Vegas. So I think that's where I got my experience. Not only from there, just I have kids of my own. So that's kind of the technique I use. So like you asked, my
And
business
yeah, what made you decide on this business? Because I know that before this you had another business, right? It was like the tire shop or something like that. I remember you guys.
here almost 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and baby moved out here 3 years ago, and when he came down, we just a tire shop that we used to go to because to get our tires changed. And while we were just sitting there, um, the tires they took forever. In LA, you go in there, it's kind of like NASCAR. Like they come, you pull up, everyone pulls up, pulls the tires off, and then you're gone. But there, you literally sit there for like 3 4 hours just waiting for a tire to be changed. So we jokingly asked the owner, like, "Hey, would you ever sell this to us?" And he said, "Oh no, this is my bread and butter." Little Ba'alangi old man, one man band. A month later, he called us and was like, "Hey, are you guys serious? You want to buy the shop?" So that's how we got into that. Long story short, we got into the shop, flipped it around, made really good revenue that month for him. I think he was making like 17,000 a month, and the month we went in, me and all my kids, girls, we were in the office. The guys were out doing the labor. We brought in about revenue was about 35 racks.
Wow.
So yeah, well, we kind of try to treat it like how the shops in LA was, like fast service. The quicker the service, everyone word gets around,
Right.
and where we live, it's small town. It's kind of I consider it country. Utah people already think it's too busy down here, but for us, where we came from, it's kind of country down here, like slow. Everything's so we came fast paced. It's a well known tire shop in this city. One old man, he's owned it for years.
What
Um,
city was that?
American Fork.
Oh, okay, American.
So like you said, we came here, we worked for places, and I've never been comfortable just working a 9 to 5. I always worked a 9 to 5, but I always slanged everything. Like you name it, I
Oh yeah.
food, made everything like Lay's. So yeah, um, got into the tire business. The Palangi guy kind of went back on his word. The contract that he put together with us because he saw how good the kids were, for the service we were providing. So he kind of went back on his word. It was yeah. We ended up going to court. We got
Wow.
back. I feel we should have got more, but we got most of our money back, all our money back, and a little bit. So we were literally surviving off of that. I refused to go back to a 9 to 5, trying out, and my husband kept saying, "Why don't you um do what everybody else is doing, the fostering?" And honestly, hell no, I don't want to deal with that. Like, no, I was grown. I don't got to deal with no kids.
Right.
And savings went down, money went down. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. So I tried it, applied, did everything I thought I was supposed to do. Took forever. It took longer than I thought. So we ended up fostering a little girl just to have income while we were trying to figure out. Um, and then you know what? As time went on, learned do's and don'ts, and then here we are. We started June. We were officially licensed in May. So then June we started both our day program and one group home. A month later we got a second one. Um, yeah, and then here we are. Business is unconditional love. We're
And how
located
long? Yeah. How long have you guys been? You said it'll be a year this year.
8 months. February makes it 8 months.
Wow, you're not even a year open. OMG. And
I
you
see as a successful. I say that yet, but we're heading in the right direction.
yeah, I mean, success is whatever you think,
Yeah,
it is, because everyone has their own.
I define myself, my business, my team. I define as successful, but not where everyone else is at. Just because I know we're headed in the right direction. Um, Things have been going really good for us. One step back, take another 5 steps forward.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And for the small amount of time that you've been up and running, you know, I think that you guys are a success completely. Um, because it is, bigger things are to come, and you already have, programs that's working. What is your like ratio? What's the capacity that you can hold in your program?
In the facility that we have, we had our inspection fire marshal. Just with the square footage that we have, we could have as much as 20 people, even more, but we didn't even calculate that much because I don't plan to go bigger than that because I truly believe in quality, not just because
Gotcha.
if we're to get bigger than that. Right now, I don't have the team. Like I'm
Right.
still networking. The last workshop that I did, I was able to find um, more people to add onto our team. So that really helped us out a lot. But I'm not ready yet to move that way. Right now,
Right.
we're still kind of filling things. We're still figuring out. We're still building, um, tweaking things to our facility to make it better for our clients.
Okay. Cool. Well, so would you say it's kind of an opportunity too for anyone that's viewing this or who will look at this later, if they wanted to maybe get on your team out there in Utah, would you like them to contact you?
I definitely would. I've already had 3 people. I've offered to pay them, but they refuse to pay. They just intern, and they see that as an opportunity for them. So with those people that have that are interning for us, um, I'm actually helping them get licensed. Because I did a lot of things the wrong way, like I did it backwards. So that's how I figured out how to do it the right way because I did it the wrong way.
Right. But you know what? Those are the best learning moments though, because from what I learned, you got to connect the dots going backwards to
Yeah.
get to, your goals. So, more power to you. If anyone is watching and you might want to have interest in this, you can always message me or leave it in the comment. But what do you like most about this business?
Um, Honestly, the relationship that I build with the parents, even with the kids that I've been able to help. And when I say kids, some of them are not even kids. They're like 20, 21, 22. Most of mine are high functioning. So they refer to high functioning people that can read, write, do activities. And then there's lower functioning that they're nonverbal. Oh, I don't even
Okay.
know what I do. We provide services for disabled as well as foster kids, kids that are in the system for whatever reason they're in it for. The parents lost custody of them or home issues. So
So
we
you have a choice? You have a choice between like just kids in the foster system or and high functioning or disability. Like kind of get to choose what population.
you are able to choose. But when I came into this, I thought it was like, oh yeah, no, I'm only gonna deal with little kids. I don't want to deal with. But when you come into this business, it's kind of like I don't know how I explained it, but it's not as easy. Like you don't pick and choose unless you've been in this industry for years, put in your hours. Everyone knows you. Yeah, you can pick and choose, but like when you're the new booty, you get whatever's at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Most of the people that did come to us went somewhere else first that they thought was better and didn't work out there. So then they'll give me a try. Like, okay, well, it didn't work here. I'll come and give you a place to try.
Oh,
That's
okay. You mean like from another agency, so people kind of pick move around?
mhm. Well, my first to me from another provider agency, um, she helped us a lot. Another poly business, primary support services.
Oh, okay.
She had a client that she was having issues, three, four, and she was gonna stay. And she said, "Hey, Lina, do you want to try her?" And she explained to me all her issues. And when you're new, it's like, dang, yeah, please, I'll try anything, because either and my other option was clients that were like like literally while you wait, like it's like this: the state will put someone's name out and say, "Hey, this person, John Doe, needs these kind of services, and this is how they act. These are the behaviors." All this, everyone that's licensed, we're called providers. So everyone, all the providers that in the state of Utah, from Utah County, every county there is, the whole state of Utah, it's like a boat. They throw these boats at everyone. So if there's like 2,000 companies, all 2,000 of us sees that John Doe needs this. So all of us put in kind of, but it's not responding why your company should get it. So can you imagine like 2,000 people asking for that John Doe? So that's kind of how it works.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like, so the support coordinator is kind of like their handler. So the support coordinator will send this information out, or the state will send it out. Then you put in why. So the person picking is already most likely been in this field for years, so they're gonna go with the people that are known, like well trusted, you know.
Uh, yeah.
Unless if they've already tried them and they're coming back to the drawing board to find someone else because this provider didn't work out.
Oh, okay.
So when I
Gotcha.
put my bid, when I responded to these ISOs, the ones that I was for sure gonna get, like I was literally about to get because I got that desperate. There were two twin brothers, both in wheelchairs, both blind, both deaf, and couldn't walk. So I hit
Wow.
up one of my team members. I said, you know what? We got we need some kind of income. We already have our group home. We already had our day program, our facility, day treatment facility. And he was just like, you know what? Go ahead. We gotta do what we gotta do. So we were all getting ready to prepare these two twin boys. They're like their 20s, both blind, both deaf. We had to feed them, carry them. And then this other provider was like, hey, do you want to try this girl? She has so many issues. She can work out at three of our group homes. Do you want to take her? That's how we ended up with her. And we didn't. I didn't take her because she came along. So yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
slowly. It was a hard case. We got
Right.
another. Then we kind of got known for we take hard cases. So when I got my calls directly instead of ISO saying, "Hey, we were referred to so and so," like I have someone that attacks, and so it's kind of like that.
Right. Well, I definitely commend you for being in that line of business. I mean, obviously, if you had a choice or if more people had a choice of, working for themselves or, doing a 9 to 5, I've heard over time a lot of people get into this because the money is pretty good, right? I mean, let's just be honest.
Oh,
Um,
for sure, I got into this because we was like down to pennies, and our saving like down to nothing. So, like, you know what? Let's do it because I hear everyone gets paid bank for this
right,
kind of work. Once we
right,
got it is about the money, but then at the same time, if you're good at your work, it'll come. So you
right,
have to deal with the clients that you have in order for you to be successful.
right. So, what would you advise, like maybe someone who's watching this, they might want to be interested? I know like the money is good and it's always good to be comfortable, especially in, you're not stressing about your bank account. Like, you know, it's just a constant flow, right? We don't like the negatives, but what like character traits, what kind of like ethic do you need to get involved in this business? Because I can't imagine, you know um, someone who doesn't like to work, or maybe they don't really want to pick up after someone else. Like there are, you know
Oh,
certain qualities and characteristics that that you need for this business, right?
Yeah. You definitely have to have a lot of patience because you're dealing with mentally, emotionally, physically disabled people. And especially the ones that are mentally disabled, you are not going to ever have an argument with this mentally disabled person and win, regardless of how much truth you're giving.
Right.
So you gotta learn to deal with each client individually. But I think with me, like a lot of these support coordinators, it's like they're handlers. Like if they know you're desperate, they kind of like, well, the ones that I've dealt with, they kind of try to like make demands, push you around, or they bring their clients to say, well, this, and this is done. From the get, I was never one of those to say, oh yeah, we'll do it. No, like if you want me and my program to work for you, you gotta work for me. Like it gotta work for me. Like one client, I remember the support coordinator told us, you the mom is very much involved. The mom is the reason why she's not on any placement because they're very much involved. What did she call it? She said the
Just hands on.
mom sabotages every program. So like the mom don't want to take care of her. So the mom, like say the mom want to take care of her at home or they can't deal with her anymore, but they'll give them to a provider, but
Okay.
then tell the provider what to do,
Oh, okay.
deal with. Any provider, I will tell you, they will say the exact same thing. They are but with me, so if a support coordinator tells me it's way involved, I will tell them, okay, well, if she's involved and clearly it hasn't worked out for her daughter in another placement, we're gonna have a sit down meeting because I'm gonna tell her how it goes. If she doesn't like the way I run things, then I'd rather her go somewhere else that fits her. That's how I feel like I get the clients that I do want. I'm not ever desperate to where I'm just gonna take anyone or where someone's gonna come push me and my business around. Just like for another example, one support coordinator says, okay, my girl's gonna your group home, but she has to go to another day program. I said, oh no, if you want her in my group home, she has to go to my day program. And this lady's been in the business for, she told me 17 years. She goes, all my 17 years of life, I've never. I said, well, how can you take business from another company? And I said, oh, I have the same business, so I'm not taking from her business. It's either you bring both to my business, or they can go find somewhere that they're happy.
Nice. That's
I'm
right.
not nice because I probably can get more business if I gave into what they requested or required. Because
Right.
right after that, they were like, oh, never mind, we'll go somewhere else. You
Okay.
know,
Well, I mean,
I
yeah.
did it, but then I'm like, nah, I don't want to go because then I'm gonna have to be catering to that mom. I want those people to know upfront my personality.
Right.
A few people has come did walkthroughs at my day program, and they come and make demands and say, "Oh, I need this." Most of the stuff their demands is I can cater to those demands, but then when they give me things that, oh no, we don't do that here, I know I've lost that business because I told them we don't do that here, but I'm not gonna adjust how we work to what they, because I, like I said, they gotta go somewhere it fits. Because I don't want my staff to be miserable. I don't want your child to be miserable or you. So it's just best you go somewhere else. I know I can get more business if I was more like, sure.
Right. But you know what? That's the joys of being in business for yourself, though. You
Yeah.
know? So, I mean, I'm not mad at you. As long as you're not, as long as all parties, like, it's a win-win and you get what you want, like, I understand that completely. So good for you. I think, maybe more of our Polynesian businesses could, um, flourish more if we kind of put our foot down and, not let people walk all over us when
Yeah.
you know
Every
exactly.
style, and I don't doubt no one's style because it's obviously working. Other providers have their own style, but for me, I don't want to have to cater to someone and then I'm miserable. Because the day you get up and be like, "Damn, I gotta go to work." Dang, it's not something you enjoy anymore.
Right. Absolutely.
Here is I've told so many people like this is not my. It makes good for me. It does, and I'm in it. I was in it to start making money for my family, but now that we're in it and see the potential, this is just a conduit for my little family to do what my passion is. My hands, like,
Right.
it's just what it is. Like, even though
Yeah.
like there, I always find time to make things, learn new
Yeah.
things. So this is just a gateway, open up more opportunities for us
Right.
because it's today it's good money. Can nobody in this business lie and say it's not good money? And
Right. Right. Absolutely. Well, I really do appreciate you being honest and just transparent because I mean, that's exactly what we need. You know, we need more involvement. We need to communicate more. We need more opportunities. And I super appreciate you just being honest. I do have just a couple more questions before I let you go, Lina. Um, what do you think the biggest challenges for other people if they're interested in getting into this business? Like, are there fees up front? What does that look like?
when I did this, I didn't. I really didn't. I'm the type of person I don't like to ask no one nothing. I'm gonna
Right.
try to myself, and I tried to figure it out myself. And someone did tell me link to go and check it out. I went to the link, and then when you go on the link, there's a list of price, all the different licenses. There's a 900, a 250, another 900, and it totals up to about 11,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and we went into this paying this like, okay. First I asked, I said, hey, we have about like, I think I told her we have like 15,000. How can I start this business with it? She goes, yeah, you should. We used about 11,000. After I did everything, and anyone in this business knows to get this foster license itself, that's a license. That's 200. That you only need to pay $250,
Okay.
just $250, and then to have the group home to service DSPD, the disabled, it's free. It's not licensed. You're contracted.
Oh, well, okay, okay. I get it.
Different things to it that I found out doing everything the wrong way. Like the $900 to pay to have three people. You don't. You can be contracted for free, zero, nothing, pay nothing. But you don't know that going in if no one points it out to you.
And
It's
how did you learn that?
because you pay for everything and realize that all those other. Because
Wow.
what's this license? What's this license? What's this
Yeah.
license? And you try to Google, and then I asked
Whoa, I lost you.
that was my alarm to turn off one of my clients' TVs.
Oh, I'm
Can you still,
sorry. I'll
no,
let you.
no. Can you still see? Can you see? Oh, sorry. I
No,
guess
I see you.
she's gonna have a few minutes of TV time because I'm busy.
Sorry.
Um. So, like you said, fees. It's $250 for your child placement foster. That's a foster care license,
Okay.
and free to start a group home, even a day program. It's free.
Right. Which I mean, you obviously need money for a lease for a building and stuff like that, right?
Girl, you get money for so when people ask me, so what do you need to do? One, when you get your license, say you like the famous question I get is, oh, what do I need to do to get a group home?
Right.
I tell telling everyone save up 3 months of rent because in order for you to even go to the state and ask and say like you respond to they call it an ISO. So if you respond to an ISO, you gotta have a house already ready to bring that client that you can
Right.
support on.
Right. Okay.
If you keep, well, I call it bidding, but if you keep bidding for a client and you get none, you still have to pay rent on that home until you actually find a person. And when you're new, it don't come that easy unless you got connects. Like that's just point plain. Like Mele gave me my. She's like I said, another provider. It was a client she's gonna give back to the state. She that provider has like I think 10 or 15 group homes, and the client that I got blue placement on like 3 or 4 of them. Even she went to a host home, so they were gonna give her back to the state. But Mela said, "Hey, do you want her?" That's how I got my first client. So if you got connects and someone can give you clients, oh, that's a blessing.
Oh heck yeah. Okay, so that right there, that would be a hack. Okay, so you want to start off quick? Yeah, definitely. So say I got a house, right? I got it all taken care of. We're good, meeting everything, all the standards, criteria, whatever. And then I have like you, for example, and I'm like, hey, Lena, can you shoot me someone? Would it work like that?
Um, yes and no. Like if I had enough clients and I have one, and because once you build a good relationship with the support coordinator, and the person is doing good, and I know you handle it, I can suggest if my relationship is that good with the support coordinator, I can say, hey, I have a sister provider. I think so and so would do good there, and if they're cool with you, they'll say yeah. Because that's how when the other provider gave me that one girl, that's what she did. She suggested to the support coordinator, like, hey, Lina has one, and that's how I got her. So I can do that for you, but right now, not me because I don't have
Right.
pull. Still like
Yeah.
put my. If
Okay. Yeah. No worries. I just, it was just an example. And then
I did,
if
I
it,
had me like, hey, can you help me give me clients? And I straight up, I told him I'm still new in this game. Like I don't only 5 or 6 support coordinators. Other people know like 20, 30, 40. So I'm not really. I'm still very new to the game, and I think even if I'm 1 or 2 years, I'm still new to the game.
okay. Well, I just got like one or two more questions. I'll let you wrap it up. I don't want to go over too long. So from the time that you like say you spent that 11 G's, right? To when you started profiting, what was that time period like? Like how long did it take you? Do you know?
Dude,
Kind of
are you talking already licensed or like?
yeah. Yeah. Already, so you went and got your license, you got everything lined up, and then you got your client. How long did that time period until you started when you started to get paid and making a profit?
Honestly, we went into this in debt, so I didn't make profit until I told people in my workshop. The way we didn't have no money saved up. We didn't do it the right way. We didn't have a business plan. We didn't do none of that. You know what I did? We didn't pay rent. That's what we did. We didn't pay no kind of rent. And that's just the person I am. We're just risk takers. I don't recommend it for everybody. So, but I knew this. I knew the income. I know people who's done this. I knew the income is for sure. It's legit. It's gonna come. It's when is it gonna come? Like you said,
Right.
we did get our client. We, like I said, mine was because I had someone that helped me give me clients,
Right.
and she helped me get another client. So you see, I move faster than anyone else would. But what I
Right.
tell is have 3 to 4 months worth of rent waiting for you because that's literally what happened. We didn't pay 4 months of our. We literally were getting eviction notices from our home, and my kids would come home and be like, "Mom, what's going on?" No, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Literally, like when the sheriffs were about to come and do the whole lockdown thing,
Oh,
we got our first check, and that's why I say it wasn't profit. We paid all of it. You know what I
all
mean?
that.
We paid everything that we owed for our rent. We paid our like everything we owed. That like everything we just didn't have money for. So I say we're blessed. Like not every,
Yes. Right.
like we could have been out on the streets and still got no money.
Dude, that's a story, Lena, about your faith. Because honestly, dude, that is serious. That
Don't
is
get too
that's
much
a serious faith.
t-shirts. Me and my kids were like a guy manioke like at the kava bars. Like we was literally doing what we had to do to make something while we were waiting because the income is for sure. It's just
Right.
us having to pay back everything that we had nothing for.
Right. Yeah, the process. So can you throw out like a dollar amount that, what someone can expect? Is it like, one kid compared to like five, one client compared to five clients? What is that range?
It's honestly it's not, it's different. It's every client, their rate is different.
Oh, okay.
So it like when I say different, it's not like a few dollars different. Um, like say for my day program, my day program only runs from 9 to 3, and then I have it after school from 3:30 to 5:30. So I have a client that's $250, right? And that's just from 9 to 3.
Okay.
Another client came from another group home, like that person was only $55 a day, you know,
Okay,
so
gotcha.
different. Then I have some that's a hundred and something, so it's different. That's why I can't give you a set amount
Yeah,
because
yeah. Okay, no,
yeah,
that's good. You answered my question because honestly, like I'm clueless to this kind of business, right? So I kind of feel like hopefully the questions I ask are, majority of people wanting to know. Yeah. So is there anything that you want to share before we end this?
I think it just in regards to this business,
Yeah.
say the hardest part is starting, just doing it and sticking with it because a lot of people that are workshop, they're going through it, going, you get mafana and you just keep going, going, going,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you get wrapped up in whatever you're busy in, and you're done. It's hard to come back and pick up where you left off because the
Okay.
steps to do all this is very tedious. The
Right.
state tells you, oh, you have to fix. If you don't like do it right away and send it back, it's easy to get lost doing other things in life.
Right.
Like if it wasn't for my husband, like Lina, hurry up, just finish, 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 because one application that coincides with this, just it's like 10 steps, but in the 10 steps, there's like probably 10 steps each in that 10 steps. And
Right.
if you don't like, if I literally sat down and tried to plow through it. It took me 2 days, and I was like, I don't even want to do this no more. Like I don't even understand. I don't know. I just started clicking, clicking, clicking. And I was like, I don't even know what I picked. Like, is he just said, just go ahead, it's fine. If you can always come back and change it. Yeah, you get tired of it because you sit there and
Right.
there's all this stuff, and it's just like so annoying, and it's like
Okay.
tired. I don't want to read this.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, I get it. So you got to have some patience. You got to be highly self motivated.
Another
Um,
think my licensing process took long because I'm a very impatient person, and then so when someone doesn't do something the way that's one thing I learned in this process is patience, be humble, and be kind. One lady held up my stuff because I literally said, "Are you new? You probably don't know what you're doing. Is there someone I can speak to?" And my Palangi friend literally was like, "Lina, they're probably sitting around," and he's like, "Imagine that lady you're talking to. They're in a circle of cubicles." And the lady tells her friend that your paperwork is supposed to go to the next step that you were being. He said, they're all gonna hold your paperwork up because they're all homies. So
right.
he Venmoed me $20 and said, go buy her some C's candies, send it to her, and apologize, and say you were stressed out, you got family issues going on. I wrote an apology letter and everything, and what happened? My paperwork moved along.
Yes.
The moral of the story is don't be rude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, you know, yeah. You always want to treat other people, especially professionals that have your livelihood in their hands. You want to be nice.
girl, this man already told me my process is good, and now you're telling me it's not. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sure did know what she been in the business for 15 been in
Yeah.
years, so I learned.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, and one last question. So, is the market too saturated? Can someone still get in this business and still be profitable?
Yeah, man. There's yes. If you're not picky, yes, you can get into this and be profitable. My team is a younger team, so in this field, there's always disabled people who need help using the bathroom, changing diapers, carrying, lifting. My staff, I feel they're too young to do that, and then some of them already refuse. Like, no, we're not going to do diapers. one or two will say they'll do diapers, and then three or four will be like, no. So can you
Right.
imagine changing an adult that's
Right.
non low functioning? And it's just, yeah, it's there's so much work here. There's so much work.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? That type of work deserves good pay, because you're taking care of a population that, sometimes, whatever the situation is, whether their, family can't take care of them or they're
One
abandoned, fostered.
day, and her daughter is in a feeding tube. I literally, I don't want to do that because to me it's scary. Like I've never fed no one through a tube, and she asked, she begged to come by because someone referred her to us, and I said, you know what? None of us have experience with that. So she showed up today, and she was like, "It's so easy. I promise you, it's easier than she." Like, you learn, and year-old girl, and she showed me briefly steps to do it, and I was like, oh man, that really is easy. So you learn a lot of new things, and then these kids, once you get to know them, I have this little boy, he's so bubble, but he's one of my favorites. Like
Right. Yeah.
you, once you get into this field, it softens, you learn, you get attached. It's not about the money.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Okay. Well, Lina, you know, you guys are doing a great job. You definitely have to have a heart for it, and you definitely do. And I appreciate you so much. And I hope that anyone who's out there watching learned a lot of good information. And if you want to be part of Lena's team, um, you know how to get a hold of me, or you can message her yourself if you need more information. But I super appreciate you. Blessings to you guys always out there in Utah for doing some great work and just making a difference in, families' lives. Like, you're definitely going to get blessed for all of that. So
They
thank you once again.
hesitated. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, tell you the truth, facts, exactly. It's not easy. It's not easy work, but
Yeah,
have a solid team. Life it's easier.
right. All right. Well, I won't take up too much of your time, guys. But thank you, Lena. You have a blessed night, and we'll see you again.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.